So my review for today is Fallout Equestria. So you might actually wonder, what is Fallout Equestria? Fallout Equestria is a crossover. What is a crossover? A crossover actually is when you combine two different universes or multiple universes into one thing. In this case, Fallout Equestria comes from the word Fallout, from the Fallout franchise. It's a video game franchise when it comes to it's an adventure survival horror game when it comes to you got to survive in a post-apocalyptic world. And my opponent franchise is Magic. It's an Activision show was released in 2010 for a show for little kids and girls. But in the last years, this show was released for everybody because the show is supposed to be very good, very entertaining. The one behind this project, who was released in 2011, was Cat. It was released his fanfic, her fanfic, I mean, on Film Fiction. Film Fiction actually is a website. It's a website when you can publish your fanfics and stories. A fanfic is actually a fan-made story when it comes to a different universe. The book that is right there is actually a brain version. So yeah, the team behind the bright version, the brain the physical version, it was made by absolutely everything Fallout Equestria. It's an international group of people from North America that they decided to do a print version of the book because the story was so famous, it was so well written that people were asking, hey, can we get a brain version? Sure, and they actually did it. They actually did it. The brain version actually, the team behind this didn't earn any money at all because of this, because it all goes to charity. You know, when it comes to cancer prevention and stuff like that. Most of the money they use for that cause, and the rest of the money they use it to work on future projects. The first project was released in 2012. The first edition was released into the whole story into 5 volumes. The story has over 1,000 pages, over 100,000 pages. It is quite large. It's a big read actually. The second print was released in 2013, and the last print, the direct edition that you are holding right now, it was released last year. That's the copy that I got here, that I have in my hands actually. By the way, fact, this is the only copy available in Chile. It's the only copy. It's the only copy, and it costs a lot of money because it was ordered to print it. Anyway, what's the story behind Fallout Equestria? Fallout Equestria tells the story about a post-apocalyptic world when Equestria was fighting for resources and stuff, and then it began the nuclear war, just like Fallout. The nuclear war started, and every pony and every character in the world was killed, was annihilated, and everything. In order to save the pony kind and the other characters, Stabletech, it was the company behind this, they decided to build stables. The stables are known as vaults in the Fallout franchise. So what is a vault? A vault is a place where you can save out people or persons into a security underground place where they can live happily, hopefully. Because most of the stables or vaults are actually social experiments, in other words. So they survive, most of the pony kind and characters, they survived the Great War. But they were these vaults were open by itself or in a limited set of time. And they create the surrounding ponies into an Equestrian wasteland, in a place where everything is want to kill you, everything is so radiated with radiation, the water is so poisonous, there's no life at all, as everybody should think about this universe. So, the main characters of this story is, right here, the protagonist is Little Pip, a unicorn, a young unicorn, who's actually a technician. She works and she was part of the stable too. This character had a best friend called Bubba Remedy, the unicorn over there, who's a singer of the vault. And one day she disappears somehow. So Little Bit decides to go off the vault and rescue her. But the thing is, if you leave the vault, you're not going to get back. You leave the vault and just stay out there by your own. So they decided, Little Bit took that decision, and she went for full burden. During his adventure, Little Bit meets a character called Calamity, a Pegasus pony who actually can fly with amazing airborne skills that helps Little Bit and her companions into the whole adventure. It turns out that the adventure brings in the whole journey, Little Bit meets new characters, ponies, enemies, foes. They decide to make something right in the Western wasteland. It didn't turn out to be a mission to rescue her best friend, I mean, her. But it turned out to be something more important, to find her virtue, the reason why she is actually in the Western wasteland. There is actually, this is a draw in the book, so you can actually see on some of the pages that at the beginning of each chapter there is a handmade drawing for each chapter. So here we can see the main characters. There's another character over there, and here's a dragon from part of the story. So there is even more places. You can see more drawings from this is little pig getting out the vault. This is little Remedy actually singing for a crowd of ponies out there in order to get past to a security place to obtain a special key. And this is a place where they enter into a vault infested with diamond dogs. Diamond dogs actually is a kind of creature in the Equestrian pony universe, where it's actually a dog living underground, starving for gems. But in this story, they're all mutated. They're all mutated. They are monstrosity things, and they are so deadly. It is like a reference to the Death Claw in this Fallout universe. There is more drawings here. In this episode, we made another pony called Steel Hoops. Actually, it's a ranger pony with special armor, fighting an alicorn who's actually a threat in the whole universe. Here we are facing the raiders. Actually, it's a kind of group of society ponies where they're the bad kind. You know, in the Western wasteland, there are some surviving ponies, but they're actually kind of bad. Because there are raiders, there are slavers, there are rapists, there's everything. So there's every danger in every corner. More pics over here. So because of the huge success of this fanfic, decided to do some printing, but also the Brony fandom and the Fallout fandom, Brony fandom, they decided to do the colorations. So they work out on fan arts of the characters. The last year on the page Indiegogo, it's a page when you can donate money to support projects. They work on an official audiobook from Fallout Equestria. What is an audiobook? An audiobook is where it's a log audio when you can actually hear the story instead of reading it. So it's quite good if you don't like reading but you want to hear it. You can go ahead and just support the project. It's all for charity, in other words. Also, the Brony fandom and the Fallout fandom, they work on fan-made music, like this one you're hearing right now. It's a fan-made music for a game called Fallout Equestria fan-made game. This is my title game. And actually, there is another game coming up that calls Fallout Equestria Remakes. So there is a lot of fun working on behind this, because Fallout Equestria itself is a big story. It's a great story. Not only because it combines perfectly two different universes completely into something brand new or maybe something quite interesting, but it's because it has some potential when it comes to the writing. Then also, in the whole story, when we are reading the whole story of Little Pip, she faces herself into wonder why I'm doing this. Why I'm keep going if I already rescued Velvet. What I'm doing right now. So in the Western wasteland, Little Pip faces some great dangers, not only for her companions, but for herself as well. When it comes to be a hero or be a rider, if the whole Equestrian wasteland is going to turn you into something even more part of it, or be something different and make a difference. She met a lot of characters itself with the whole story. And the whole point of the book in wonders in the part of entertainment, it brings the point of what's the real meaning of the book. The book has many meanings, but the main thing about the book is the word sacrifice. When it comes to Little Pip, she left everything behind to save her best friend. It turned out to be a good idea and a bad idea at the same time. In the whole experiment, in the whole adventure, she found herself that the Western wasteland was needed for help. So she decided, Little Pip decided to sacrifice even his will to bring a better future not for her or for her companions, but for the future generations as well. So that's the code that I'm going to read right now. Sorry if I'm going to read, but this is a code that is very important to the story. I will fight to make that right an instant past or future once again, even if it means dashing myself against the evil and cruelty of this wasteland when there's nothing left of me, little bit. So that's the virtue of, in this case, of little bit. Why did I pick up this this book actually? First of all, most of you guys know, but I'm a Brony. I actually like the show. I really like the show. I support the show. I love the Fallout franchise. For me, when I didn't know about the Print project, the number 3 Print project, the last year, I was like, geez, I want to support this because this is for charity. This is for better future, for a better project in the future. So I decided to pay what I had to pay for the book. Actually, it cost me over $125. It cost me to the printing and bring it here to Chile. It was worth it. You know, I read the story once and it's amazing. The story, it connects myself very much to the main character a little bit because she sometimes wonders herself to think herself about why I'm doing this, why I keep fighting for something that I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I wonder myself as well when it comes to my work, to my classmates, to everything. Sometimes I wonder why I'm studying this, if I'm going to get work after I finish this. Sometimes I wonder myself that. But then I think, you know, just do it. Just do it, because even if you don't get the job right away when you finish this, or get a perfect score, you're going to do something not for you, but for everybody else. So my objective, my main thing is to try to leave a mark on this. So I feel connected to the little bit itself, including when it comes to the love stuff, including to someone to find, someone to take care of her as well. For me, I'm trying looking for that way as well, but anyway. But that's the thing that I connected to a little bit so much, to the story itself. I actually read the whole story once. I'm rereading the story again on this book format, because I actually read it on fanfic. So yeah, because of the huge success of this, there were other fanfics from the Fallout Equestria universe. There is Fallout Equestria Heroes, Fallout Equestria Project Horizons, Pink Eye, Marking of 7. There is a bunch of them out there, because the whole thing is famous, the whole fandom itself. So I'm going to show you, if I may, let me show you a fan-made project. I said before that the fandom work out on fan arts, video games and music, but also they work on videos. So I'm going to show you a little small video for an audio book. So this is a video. I hope we can see it very well. This is a video made in Source Filmmaker. Source Filmmaker actually is a program in Steam where you can actually model and animate models from the whole Steam program. You know, from characters from Team Fortress, Left 4 Dead 2, and every kind of characters. This is a video about an audio book mixing up with Source Filmmaker. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Understand very clearly. How we can reduce this? What?
In the corner. Go to the corner.
Alright.
She has just embarked on the greatest
This is
journey
from the audiobook, by the way.
Her tale is only just beginning.
So, this is outside. It's so empty.
This is from chapter 2, by the way. The beginning of chapter 2.
It's nothing like the stables at all. What the hell happened here? Velvet? It's Little Pip! If you're out there, say something! Okay? If you're out there, don't say anything! Yeah, that's not gonna work. The Geyser count is going crazy. I suppose radiation isn't the best sign that I should stick around. Aha! The Pip-But's map function works every time. Yes, I should take a look around this sweet apple acres my Pip-Butt is telling me about. Oh, it could be anywhere by now.
A Amidst the dead trees and wreckage of what was once Sweetapple Acres, little Pip comes across the wreckage of a building.
Rusted shoes, soapboxes, pitchforks, and other crap left over from better times. This will definitely help me find Velvet. I'm so grateful. No sign of Velvet here. Hold on, is that a stable tech terminal? There's an audio recording on it.
To any audio is left able to search for me. Please, go home. I am doing what I have to do. The Overmare understands, even if she can never agree. And I hope one day you will too. I will not come back. Do not look for me. Do not endanger yourself any further for my sake. Please, forgive me. Velvet Remedy.
Velvet? Oh, Celestia, damn it, Velvet! It didn't have to turn out this way! How am I going to face the Overmare now? Oh, right. I forgot. I won't be facing the Overmare. Ever again. Oh, what have I gotten myself into? There's only one other audio file in here. And that one has a binary encryption. To decrypt it, I'll have to download the message from both terminals that used and received the message. Why the hell not? So, what happens now?
Actually, this is a fan-made work in Source Filmmaker that is part actually from the chapter 2 of the book. If you read carefully, there's the same lines and an audio from the narrator in this case. There's a bunch of videos out there with animations for covering the book, or just a fan-made thing, you know, just to mix up characters and stuff. I gotta say that the work of these guys are amazing. Just because they showed the love for the fanfic and the community as well. So yeah, I gotta say, I believe this is the end of my whole presentation. I believe you have enjoyed and liked it. If you have any questions, just fire away and just do it. Just ask away. I'll be gladly to answer them. And if you don't have any, I very much understand why. But anyway, if you think that I'm a freak or something, just say it. Anyway, I believe that's the. You can hit me again.
On the card.
On the card again, yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. Let me see.
Oh, Harold, that makes sense.
No, I don't want to. So that's it. The book itself has a little bit over 625,000 words long. It's huge. So anyway, I really hope you like the presentation. I had a great time working on it last night. So yeah, I hope you have find it a little bit entertaining. So anyway, I hope you had a great day, and I hope your presentations are as good as well. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Huh? Yeah, I should active my
Sorry, I have to
Go.
This is like My Little Pony?
My Little Pony Features Magic, yes. It's from the TV show that was released on October 10 of 2010. And today it's still on air.
You said you are not going to have questions. Usted no van a tener preguntas. ¿Que de verdad me interesa? You said you the book were like 5 books?
There were 5 books and the original story, because there are actually 5 volumes. Each volume, it contains between 8 to 10 chapters. So that was the reason why it was 5 books in the first time. But it costed a lot of money to print them, so they decided to reduce the amount of books. So the second printing was only 2, and the third edition was 1.
If I want to compare, it's not the same, I know. But if I want to compare, it's like Harry Potter, like they have like 6 books.
Yeah.
The 6 books are just one story.
Yeah, it will be that way, yeah. Because the volumes are divided into, after some important event happened in the story.
For example, I can jump from 1 to 3.
Yeah, exactly. You have to follow. You have to follow the story to understand what's going on. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you. You are amazing.
Oh.
Nunca pensé que iba a haber un little pony con coreando.
¿Cómo?
Nunca pensé que iba a haber un little pony así. Con la armadura.
My t-shirt. This is from this little paper anyway.
¡Oh, la mira, la bolera!
This is little
Uno
paper
ya
anyway.
da pues, voy a hacerle zoom.
This is little paper anyway. So yeah.
And the one that appeared in the video was little pig.
Yeah. That's she's the main character of the
Yeah.
story. That's her story actually. So yeah.
Come in.
So yeah. Any more questions?
Questions?
No.
No se puede.
No questions at all?
En español puede ir
Pero
a hacerlo todo
pregúntale
en español.
en español, si quieren preguntarle.
Pregúntale.
Quizá es lo único que quiere hacer.
Pero por eso, pero pregúntale, porque no va a responderle todo. El libro es súper lindo y es el único en Chile.
El único.
¿Qué parece Biblia?
Sí, está hecho en papel de Biblia. Está hecho en papel de Biblia. Sí.
Y le rezan. Dios.
Questions in Spanish, pregúntale en español.
Como de qué, o sea, pregunto,
¿Ah?
los gustos por esto, como de qué, más o menos.
Puta, a ver, yo...
Yesterday.
No. O sea, el gusto por sí, ¿qué cosa?
Por lo, o
Por
sea,
My Little Pony.
Bueno, comenzando desde que era niño veía la Gen 2, el Gen 4, que el Gen 4 que está actualmente se lo empecé a ver desde 2012. O sea, en realidad conocí el fandom en 2012 y vi la serie en 2013.
coleccionador, o sea, libros yo sé que colecciono, pero otras cosas así.
Figuras más que nada.
Juegos también.
Figuras y todo así. Tengo pósters, muchos pósters en mi casa, así que sí. Es rara mi pieza, se van a asustar, no importa. Al igual que mi canal de YouTube, he hecho muchas cosas con temas de MLP. Entonces, por eso. Y con Fallout también. Por eso.
¿Tienes un canal de YouTube?
Tengo 2100 suscriptores.
¿De dónde? Nosotros no sabemos.
No sabíamos.
¿Pero por qué no nos contó?
Porque nadie se antigua de conocerme.
Oye, pero que...
¿Cómo se llama tu canal?
SamXala. Ese es mi nombre, sorry. SamXala.
¿Cómo es?
S-M-A-X.
XALA. Es como si chale pero con X.
Chamla.
No, pero es que él supera hasta la profe. Ni yo quisiera pasar después del
Derecho y modelo.
Yo diría Luis.
Apenas habla de español. Y habla más de él.
¡Ay, tu compañero!
¿Qué? ¿Qué?
Se está ridiculizando solo él porque se compara contigo.
Pero...
Y después empieza a hablar puras tonteras.
Este épico eso, pero bueno. Ya, pero no, algo importante para los que van a pasar acá adelante para exponer. Algo importante, pásenlo bien, ¿no? Sí, diviértanse de verdad con lo que dije en la primera parte que era en inglés, que diviértanse con sus presentaciones de verdad porque esta es su oportunidad para poder aprender inglés y para practicar, en serio, sí, de verdad.
¿Qué creyó usted que no estaba mandando?
¿Eso fue lo que dije en inglés? ¿Eso fue lo que dije?
¿Cómo? Ay, esta pensó que tú estabas llamando al rey de España.
Por Dios, ya, eso lo voy a subir a mi canal, lo voy a subir.
Me está insultando.
No. O sea, Leopold lo hizo con sobre internally, porque estaba diciendo palabras internamente, por eso lo puse ahí.
Bueno, obviamente se sacó un 5.
Obvio tenía más que un
No, pero la realidad es que no quería hacer esto por nota, básicamente porque quería desahogarme un poco con este libro, porque para mí es muy importante, por eso.
Nos encantó. ¿Siento que nos encantó?
Sí.
No.
¿Quieres que le haga un cambio?
Ya.
En realidad puedo leer el prólogo del libro, que es una parte cortita. Pero
Ay, yo juro que no hay más cosas para pasar.
Esto no. Eso no.
En español. No, lento, para que cachen.
Ya, léelo, por favor.
Lento.
Mejor voy a hacer alguna cosa.
Slow. No, es que después de él se me olvidó todo. Nicolás, ¿por qué no humillas así? Ya, pero ¿cómo le vamos a decir a Nicolás Santos? Le vamos a decir Little Pig.
Oh, yo no por eso ya. Okay. Once upon a time, in the magical land of Equestria, there came an era when the ideals of friendship gave way to greed, selfishness, paranoia, and jealous reaping of dueling space and natural resources. Lands took up arms against their neighbors. The end of the war occurred much as we had predicted. The world was plugged into the abyss of balefire and dark magic. The details are trivial and pointless. The reasons, as always, purely on our own. The world was nearly wiped clean of life. A great cleansing, a magical spark struck Pony's hooves quickly, dragged out of control. Mega spells rained from the skies. Entire lands were swallowing flames and fell beneath the boiling oceans. Ponykind was almost extinguished, their spirits becoming part of the ambient radiation that blanketed up the lands. A quiet darkness fell across the world. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue of another bloody chapter in Pony history. In the early days, thousands were spared and horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as stables. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of a waste to greet them, all except those in stable 2. For that fateful day, when spellfire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of stable 2 swung closed and never reopened. Until Little Pig decided to reopen. Hell Sky Belfort. En otras palabras, la traducción en español en teoría se cuenta la historia de cómo en sí Equestria es una tierra pacífica, pero por temas del egoísmo, de la rabia, de los recursos, decidieron entrar en guerra. Y al entrar en guerra activaron hechizos mágicos y boleadas de fuego infernales para poder destruir todo lo que estaba en el paso, de lo cual era una guerra entre Equestria y Grifania. Y al pasar esto, para defender los habitantes inocentes, se ganaron los establos, los bots así. Y ahí es como realmente se refugiaron. Y que claro, después de toda esta destrucción, pasó el tema de salir de la superficie, de la cual se corrió con un mundo totalmente en caos y en restos.
Yo tengo una consulta, no entendí nada.
¡Te acabo de explicar, te acabo de resumir!
Yo quería cachar si se desarrolla en el mundo al final de My Little Pony o en el de Fallout.
Es un mundo que combina ambos.
¿Se crea al mismo
Sí, se crean ambos. Sí, porque hay referencias de Fallout entre My Little Pony, por eso.
Ah, ya. Básicamente.
Es un mundo que un mundo A, un mundo B, que es un mundo C, y eso es.
Ah, ya. O sea, siempre fue así.
Sí, es un crossover, sí.
Regala un poquito de pecho.
¿Ah?
Regala un poquito de pecho.
¿Por qué no me parece la primera hora?
¿Ah?
¿Mi jamás voy a poder disertar? No voy a poder.
No, pero la verdad...
¿Le pongo el 1 o van a pasar?
¿Por qué no tiene la oportunidad para ir a el 2?
Oye, denme un aplauso.
Esto lo quería hacer porque quería salvar un punto este momento, sí. Quería salvarlo.
Mira, los libros fueron un poquito más chicos y yo.
Eso. No está bien, ¿qué pasó?
Un poquito más.
Maldito.